Hope you're doing great, bros. My name is Perry. Welcome to Dagon or Dagon or whatever that called. So this game explore kind of HP Lovecraft stuff, and it also got a lot of DLC too. So seems like people like it a lot. Dagon is a faithful interactive adaptation of HP Lovecraft's work, focused on story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choices, action sequences, or inventory management here, and movement is limited to progressing through locations along with the plot. Interesting. So it seems like it's some sort of like art gallery. Let's see.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
Ooh, wow. So I can move, I can only look around. Yep, it's a gallery kind of game, which is pretty cool though. I like the graphic, look at it, it's so nice. And the atmosphere. Maybe I'll turn the volume up a little bit higher. Yep. Oh god, I like it, I like this game. During the game, you will encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey. Others reveal interesting facts about the original short story, its historical background, and the author. Okay. Some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find this secret, focus your eyes and look for the end. Oh my god, I was about to read the Elden sign. It's the Elder sign. So basically we can zoom. Zoom. Yeah, zoom and interact with shit. Okay, what do we have here? Wow, the Seeker. For the first piece of trivia. Seems like a lot of shit to read in this video, and I'm all here for this. Lovecraft's letters. As to letters, my case is peculiar. I write such things exactly as easily and as rapidly as I would utter the same topics in conversation. Indeed, what the fuck? Epistolary expression is with me largely replacing conversation. As my condition of nervous prostration becomes more and more acute, I cannot bear to talk much now, and am becoming as silent as the spectator himself. My loquacity extends itself on paper. H.P. Lovecraft to Reinhard Kleiner, December 23rd, 1917. Okay, I don't quite get it. Who are we? What are we doing? Throughout his life, Lovecraft penned around 100,000 letters to his friends and fans. So, we know the author. Howard? Is it Howard Phillips? I don't remember. Anyway, out of which about 10% survive to this day. But his tendency to endless correspondence was a relative late growth. In youth, I scarcely did any letter writing. Thinking anybody for a prison was so much of an ordeal that I would rather have written a 250-line pastoral or a 20-page treatise. This is so weird to read. On the Rings of Saturn, Selected Letters, 1929 to 1931, H.P. Lovecraft. Lovecraft would often skip meals to afford postage. Really? Collections of his correspondence have been published in various books, and selected letters can be found online. Some readers consider them his most important legacy. What is it? You can read the discovered trivia immediately, or go back to them later in the main menu. Turn off displaying trivia if you find this feature distracts you from the story. This can be changed anytime in the options. Anyway, I'll just keep reading them. What you gonna do about that? This game is full of trivia, you know? Okay.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
Okay, let's fucking jump out of the window, out of depression.
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate.
So I use drug.
When you have read these
I'm
hastily
pathetic.
scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
I don't quite get the language, it's so ancient to me. Sorry for being so dumb. Morphine! Morphine entered into use in the 19th century and was routinely administered severe pain during the American Civil War. And World War I, it was also sold without restriction until 1914. Morphine became more popular after the invention of the hypodermic syringe around 1854. Friedrich Serturner, who first isolated the substance, originally named it morphium after Morpheus. Is it the Matrix? The Greek god associated with dreams. You know, my brain is burned when I don't know that's a Greek god instead. I know it from a dude from Matrix. At the time when Dagon was published, morphine abuse, known as soldier's disease, already posed a big problem in the United States. Okay, so we are an addict, right? I don't know who I am. Who the fuck I am? Where are we?
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
A German sea raider. So I got robbed? Alright. What the fuck happened?
The Great War was then.
I just skipped it. The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later declaration.
So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
Okay, I think we can examine that one. Yep, I knew it. The Huns. The Huns were Central Asian nomads who established a dominion in Europe and invaded the Roman Empire in the 5th century AD. They were known as brutal, deadly warriors and masters of quick rage who also developed powerful composite bows, lassos, and early siege weapons. During World War I, the British used the word Hun as a synonym for Germans in order to emphasize their brutality. However, the term originated when the German Emperor Wilhelm II gave a speech to his troops on 27 July 1900 before they embarked to China. Should you encounter an enemy, it will be defeated. No quarter will be given. Prisoners will not be taken. Whoever falls into your hands is forfeited. Just as 1,000 years ago, the Huns under the King Attila made a name for themselves. One that, even today, makes them seem mighty in history and legend. May the name German be affirmed by you in such a way in China that no Chinese will never be dare to look cross-eyed at a German. The refusal to take prisoners was a clear breach of laws and customs of war adopted during the First Hague Convention of 1899. Did I get any of that? Absolutely fucking no. Yeah, you cannot interact with anything else. Look at that! You're so beautiful! I don't see anything scary here. Look at this! All I see is beautiful sea, a little bit scary boat, and nothing else. We got a beautiful sky here. I think a little information if you don't know much about Lovecraft just as I do. It's basically a genre created by Lovecraft, which is the name of the author. Focused primarily on weird fantasy and a lot of description about like mind-bending, reality-wrapping monsters that you cannot ever comprehend. And one of his most favorite work is Cthulhu. Let's go.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time.
Deposits. Okay. What is it? Oh, I wanted to examine something, but...
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings.
So this is where I will meet the creatures
Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
What did I just hear? What is out here?
Of the
In the middle of the sea.
I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
Okay, I'm pretty much fucked. Hello? Please don't jump. Oh.
The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
What is the sound? Do you hear that? I think you hear that. You absolutely heard that. What is the sound? This is skipping, right? Do I have anything else to examine? Nope.
But neither ship nor land appeared.
Damn.
And I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue.
Okay, I think I'm about to die. This is where I meet a monster.
The change happened whilst I slept.
I didn't sign up for this. Why such a dramatic music?
Its details I shall never know.
Okay, this is where.
For my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Do I keep going? Do I keep going? What the fuck? Oh my god, look at this abomination. Is that a giant squid? That's a giant squid. There are many giant squid. Where the fuck am I? Is it a sea? Is it a land? Looks wet though. What the hell? Oh my god, look at that. I really like weird ass monster. I don't know, they just really amaze me. I always love watching monster movie and stuff like that. And this is so super amazing. I love this.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see.
Okay.
And in which my boat lay grounded some distance away.
Okay, so this is maybe we trip to like the neighborhood reality.
Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished.
Okay, everybody would in the situation.
There was in the air and in the rotting soil a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core. The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish and of other less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain. Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity.
So maybe this is some kind of the trait of the H.P. Lovecraft, I don't know, novel genre or wording, something like that. Because you cannot ever comprehend whatever the fuck is in front of your eyes. So there's no word to describe that, and it really shows. It shows a lot here through his dialogue, which is really cool. I say that again. It's really fucking cool.
There was nothing within hearing, and nothing in sight, save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear. The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
Damn, look at that. This is so hell. Oh! What the fuck? We got a little prehistoric creature here. The origins of Dagon. Oh, it's Dagon, okay. Dagon seems to be inspired by Fishhead, a short novel by Irvin S. Cobb about a natural affinities between a hybrid idiot and a strange fish of an isolated lake. Supernatural horror in literature, H.P. Lovecraft. And Lovecraft dreamed about a strange island emerging from the ocean and him crawling in the ooze that covered its surface. I dreamed that whole hideous crawl. I can yet feel the ooze sucking me down. In defense of Dagon H.P. Lovecraft, Lovecraft's interest in the topic stemmed from his aversion to fish and sea smells. In his own words, I have hated fish and feared the sea and everything connected with it since I was 2 years old. But I cannot recall what earlier experience gave me such a profound and lasting aversion to the sea and seafood. The Dweller in Darkness, Lovecraft, 1927. Donald Wandry. Good. So everything is basically a dream. A fever dream. We are fine, we're not gonna die. Okay, good. Let's go, bitches.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
And the theory is, what the fuck is going to me?
Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
Okay.
So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might.
Good.
Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
Okay. Okay. Could be salmon anything. Nope, that's a fish. Look at that, what kind of slimy thing is that? Oh, the mystery of volcanic island. Volcanic eruptions sometimes result in the creation of islands. Most of them are transient and erode after some time, but some prove permanent. The floating pumice, porous rock created when superheated, pressurized rock is ejected from a volcano, can move across long distances and transport barnacles, macroalgae, that cling to it. In 2001, rafts of pumice created during the eruption of the volcano near Tonga, Polynesia, eventually reached Australia. So that's why Australia is so fucking strange.
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
Oh damn, well.
As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time.
That's good, now we can go.
That night
Nope.
I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
Okay, good. Okay. What is it? Ah, that's you. Let's keep going. Do we have anything to do? Anything to read? Nope. Let's go.
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease.
Good. What is it? What's this big ass
The
thing?
odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
And now go into the unknown. Did I sing that right? I don't know. Just keep going, just keep going.
All day I forged steadily westward, guided by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
What is it? What the fuck is that? The statue? Something? A shrimp? Lobster? What? Damn, look at this. Where's the ground? Looks kind of nice though. Look at that, they have star, they sprinkle. Whoa. Okay, we just keep going then. Crab, crap, we got a whale here. How nice. More octopussy.
That night, I encamped, and on the following day still travelled toward the hummock, though that object seemed scarcely nearer than when I had first espied it.
Okay. What is it? The horrors of the ocean, the creator of the Cthulhu mythos, and the fictional underwater city of R'lyeh was convinced that life could not exist at the bottom of the ocean because the water pressure would make it uninhabitable. Today we know that the darkest depths of the ocean are home to many peculiar organisms. The deepest dwelling fish we have discovered so far, the Marania snailfish, can live about 8,000 meters, which is more than 26,000 feet if you are America. Below the ocean surface, in never-ending darkness and at hellishly crushing pressures, hundreds of times stronger than those found at sea level. Upon glancing at the modern photos of deep-sea creatures, such as the anglerfish, the fang-toothed, or the viper fish, and their truly Lovecraftian characteristic, it's hard not to find some irony in this. I don't quite get the irony part. What is so irony about it? Okay, something huge gonna happen.
By the fourth evening, I attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be much higher than it had appeared from a distance.
Okay, of course.
An intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface. Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill.
Damn, you sleep like this? You're gonna
I
fucking
know
die,
not why
dude.
my dreams were so wild that night. But ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain,
Show
I was
me.
awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more. Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again, and in the glow of the moon I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day.
Wait, what? Really?
Without the glare of the parching sun, my journey would have cost me less energy.
Okay, sure.
Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset. Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence.
Anything? Let me read shit. Nope.
I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me. But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon, whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine. I felt myself on the edge of the world,
Yay, we reached the
peering
summit.
over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night. Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost, and of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness. As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined. Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent.
What kind of like poetic language is it? It's a little bit hard for me to understand because I'm a little bit dumb. I'm sorry. Maybe you can just say that I'm easy to fall because of this stupid rock.
Whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual.
But I do adore that kind of poem oriented language narration here. It's really fit in the context of the game. So it's just a me thing because I don't really understand that. God damn, I'm dumb.
Urged on by an impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath, gazing into the Stygian deeps where no light had yet penetrated. All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me. An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon.
Let's touch that. Why don't we touch that thing? Huh? It looks good though. We will touch that thing.
That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself.
Okay.
But I was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature.
So who did this?
A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express.
Now you feel horny, right? I know that. Because I'm feeling that too. I'm bricked up by that. I'm sorry. That was so
Despite
cringe.
its enormous magnitude and its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young, I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith.
Monolith? What the fuck is a monolith?
Whose massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures. Dazed and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely.
Let's examine it. Okay, I'll examine it. Do you like that? I'll examine it for you. I'll examine it so hard for you. And I find nothing. I did really hard. I find nothing, dude. Oh, we're at the sea now.
Now near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the towering steeps that hemmed in the chasm.
What's the sound? What is it?
Revealed the fact that a far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom, winding out of sight in both directions and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope.
Okay.
Across
Cool.
the chasm, the wavelets washed the base of the Cyclopean monolith, on whose surface I could now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures.
Look at that, dude. This is weird. I don't even know how to feel about it.
The writing was in a system of hieroglyphics unknown to me and unlike anything I'd ever seen in books.
Okay. I never read a book, so whatever you say.
Consisting for the most part of conventionalized aquatic symbols such as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans, mollusks, whales, and the like. Several characters obviously represented marine things which are unknown to the modern world.
Wait, is that Cthulhu? Is that the octopus head? Yeah, that's Cthulhu. I'm pretty sure about that. Or is it Dagon? I don't know.
But whose decomposing forms I had observed on the ocean-risen plain. It was the pictorial carving, however, that did most to hold me spellbound.
Storytelling methods. Dagon contains many themes and storytelling methods that Lovecraft developed in his later works, such as telling the story through carvings, at the Mountains of Madness, the Nameless City, journals and characters' notes, the Shadow Out of Time, the Haunter of the Dark, Island Emerging from the Ocean, the Call of Cthulhu, are fictional beings that deities, based on real events and mythologies. Miko in The Whisperer in Darkness is also considered the origin of the popular Cthulhu mythos. Some of the Lovecraft's other stories also conclude in a manner similar to Dagon, but let's skip the details in order not to spoil the ending. Okay. Interesting.
Plainly
Let's go.
visible across the intervening water, on account of their enormous size, were an array of bas-reliefs whose subjects would have excited the envy of a doré.
Here we got. Is that mermaid? It looks like mermaid to
I
me.
think that these things were supposed to depict men, at least a certain sort of men. Though the creatures were shown disporting like fishes in the waters of some marine grotto, or paying homage at some monolithic shrine, which appeared to be under the waves as well.
Okay, so if the rock is here, so it's likely that there is several dudes waiting for me, behind me. We see a face down there. Look at that, it looks so disturbing.
Of their faces and forms I dare not speak in detail.
Yeah, we can just look at that, you know.
For the mere remembrance makes me grow faint. Grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Bulwer.
Grotesque. Got 4 faces here, which is likely we will meet them.
They were damnably human in general outline, despite webbed hands and feet, shockingly wide and flabby lips, glassy, bulging eyes, and other features less pleasant to recall.
I really don't want to meet this dude.
Curiously enough, they seem to have been chiseled badly out of proportion with their scenic background. For one of the creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, represented as but little larger than himself.
Hey, kill the whale. That is fucked up, dude. Can do that.
I remarked, as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size,
A strange size.
but in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe. Some tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born.
I just keep going then. This is getting
Awestruck
real
at this
serious.
unexpected glimpse into a past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist. I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me.
It's not silent at all.
Then, suddenly, I saw it.
See what? What? Oh my god. Dude.
With only a slight churning to mark its rise to the surface, the thing slid into view above the dark waters.
Oh fuck.
Fiend-like and loathsome, it darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith.
Okay. Cool, dude. Chill. I'm not here for it. I didn't sign up for this, okay?
About which it flung its gigantic scaly arms, the while it bowed its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds.
Is that a mating call? Cause it sounds like
I
one.
think I went mad then. Of my frantic ascent of the sloping cliff and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
Oh, damn. Damn. I woke up now. Let's keep going.
I believe I sang a great deal and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing.
What? Okay, I'm crazy. I'm going crazy. Look at this. This is so awesome.
I have indistinct recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat. At any rate, I know that I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods. When I came out of the shadows, I was in a San Francisco hospital.
Okay. I'm in the
Brought
hospital.
by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean.
I escaped the horror. I escaped the thing. How am I even here? I don't know.
In my delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention. Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing.
Okay, so that's something you already know. Maybe you dream about it. Possible.
Nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
Oh, we see what you do here. Oh. The journalist. Lovecraft was a prominent figure in the world of amateur journalism. In 1915, he started publishing his own journal called The Conservative, which included political and social commentary, poetry, short stories, and literary criticism written by him and other authors. Howard was a skilled wordsmith, but he also took criticism to heart, which resulted in his decision to step away from writing poetry and concentrate on weird fiction again. For the first time since his teenage years, Dagon, published in 1919, is one of the short stories written during that period. In this example excerpt from The Conservative, the master of horror fiction explains his attitude towards warfare and the idea of world peace. Why any sane human being can believe in the possibility of universal peace is more than the conservative can fathom. Should the entire civilized world agree simultaneously to disarm, one or more nations would undoubtedly retain secret armaments and at the proper time take advantage of their more altruistic and less astute contemporaries in a wild career of conquest against unarmed victims. No country is or ever can be alone above warfare until the basic impulses of the human animal shall have miraculously changed. Okay, let's get the fuck out of here. Oh! I thought something was there.
A celebrated ethnologist and amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god.
He's the fish god. Ah! I saw the picture before. I didn't know his name was Dagon, or his name was Dagon. Dagon. Well, look at my room. Sure, it looks big. Oh, is that the altar?
But soon perceiving that he was hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries.
Why? I feel like it's not the end yet. Can read something here. The Marketer. Lovecraft's attempts to find a job in 1925 were influenced by advice he received from friends. Among others, he started freelancing for a marketing magazine, where he would write announcements and commercials. Feel free to judge his copywriting skills for yourself from an ad for Curtis Woodward. Okay, that's so much. I'm not reading it. I'm not fully investigating it. Cosmic Horror Scholar. 5 half trivial pieces hidden in the game. Oh, so we're kind of in half a game now. August Derleth and Cthulhu Mythos. August Derleth was an American writer and anthologist. He also befriended Lovecraft and published many of his work through his company, Arkham House. Although he greatly contributed to the popularization of the author's work after his death, he is surrounded by numerous controversies. One of the most questionable decisions involved introducing the good versus evil doctrine. Derleth was a devout Catholic to the Cthulhu mythos. It contrasted with Lovecraft's view of the world and his approach to cosmic horror. As a result, the author's works are often misrepresented in today's culture. It is also worth noting that Lovecraft was never really interested in creating a mythology, and the term Cthulhu mythos was coined by Derleth after the author left the mortal plane. Oh, you sure are a big fan of his work though, whoever the creator is. Don't look at me like that, lady. No, I'm handsome, but don't look at me like that. You're thirsty. Okay, why are we here? Why do we have to go here? Why can't we just move from there?
It is at night, especially when the moon is gibbous and waning, that I see the thing.
What thing? Why are we here again?
I tried morphine, but the drug has given only transient surcease and has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave. So now I am to end it all, having written a full account for the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
Wait. What am I doing? Wait.
Often, I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm. A mere freak of fever as I lay sun-stricken and raving in the open boat after my escape from the German man-of-war. This I ask myself, but ever does there come before me a hideously vivid vision in reply. I cannot think of the deep sea without shuddering at the nameless things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed, worshipping their ancient stone idols, and carving their own detestable likenesses on submarine obelisks of water-soaked granite. I dream of a day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons the remnants of puny, war-exhausted mankind. Of a day when the land shall sink and the dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium.
What the fuck is this? Look at that. What's going on? Damn.
The end is near.
Okay. It's time to...
I hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against it.
What the fuck? Get out! Not here!
It shall not find me. God, that hand!
What the f... Is that Dagon? The fish god? Is that
The
you?
window! The window!
Window? What window? Let's go, let's go! Let's jump! Okay, I guess I'm dead. That's the end. We hope you enjoy immersing yourself in our little pool of cosmic horror. We would appreciate it if you took a moment to rate Dagon and check out all the game and DLC. Okay, it's really good. I'll leave a feedback. I was around. I think like there would be another ending if we didn't reach the window fast enough. It was so cool. I love this game. God damn, dude. It's so nice. Look at that artwork. This thing feels really super personal and super worthy.
And scary stories have been accompanying men for centuries.
Maybe that's introduced for the DLC. Yep. Hungry for more? Let's pay us some money. Damn, I found half a bit. Anyway, it feels worthy. but it feels really personal. I don't really understand about half of it because his interpretation, his emotion and stuff he talk about. I'm glad that I have such a great experience with this game. I'm sure we'll come back time to time just to like get to know his interpretation, emotion, his thought. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click the like and subscribe button. I appreciate you for watching this video. And as always, have a good day, bros. I love you.